So this just arrived in the mail today. Donner sent me their new PO-8 dynamic microphone. It's a podcast microphone. Let's check it out. And full disclosure, before we get into the unboxing and everything, Donner did send me this mic for review. They did not tell me what to say. Just, they trust me to make a video about it. And this video wouldn't be possible if they didn't do that. I didn't spend any of my own money. But yeah, you can hear how it sounds right now. I think it sounds pretty good. But we'll get further into some tests and my first impressions of the mic starting now. All right, so as you can see, this is a huge box for this mic, and it is heavy. So that's always a good sign that when they're putting a lot of metal in it, it's usually an indication that they're spending more on all the parts in general. So yeah, that's a good sign. In here, we've got a little bag for storing the mic, carrying it around in your backpack or whatever, a little instruction manual, and a pop filter. This is a dual-sided mesh, pretty tight mesh. Can't see through it. The mic itself. On the back, it's got a low-cut filter. Not sure at the moment where that, what frequency that's at, but yeah, this is looking nice. Good attention to detail. This is well built from the looks of it. It's heavy, feels solid. This is an inexpensive mic, but it does not feel like it. What else is in the box? Box number one. Box in a box number one. Oh, actually a full XLR mic cable. Now, clearly not the greatest quality. These do feel quite cheap, chrome-plated, plasticky, pretty generic. What else is in here? Got a hard mount that screws on to the bottom of the mic, like so. Probably seen this on other mics. Yeah, and that fits nice and securely. So that'll hang on the mic stand like that. And also in here, we've got a shock mount with an adapter. It's not going to be gold. It's not going to be brass. It's not going to be copper. It's too dark for brass. It must be like an anodized aluminum. If you're going to get this and use this shock mount, I would suggest once they're in place, just use some pliers and squeeze that so that these don't keep coming loose on you. But with the shock mount, you just squeeze, put the mic in, find the balance point, and there you go. Yeah, so these elastics came out already just putting the mic in. So these generic shock mounts, they always do that. Box number 2. Very light. It must be, yeah, foam windscreen. Yeah, so foam windscreen fits securely on here, pretty snug. There we go. And so yeah, that looks like a very kind of standard broadcast mic now, which is to say that it looks good, it looks professional. Let's plug it in and find out. All right, so now I'm recording on the Shure SM7B through my Wave XLR, and I have all of the effects turned off. So the Wave XLR is the audio interface that allows you to host effects. I have those turned off. I usually record through some plugins, but in this case, I want a clean comparison for the PO-8. Under my gain, I've got this at 57 dB, which is pretty high for most preamps. Most interfaces that would be the max or thereabouts. I've got the clip guard function on, and I have the low cut filter turned off. This interface has 2 settings for a low cut, and yeah. So that's your Shure SM7B comparison. So same settings. I got to back off the mic a little bit so I don't distort. So that's at 57 dB of gain, and that's coming in pretty close to 0. I'm going to turn that down a few notches. Check, 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 check. All right, so this is the PO-8 from Donner, side by side with the Shure SM7B. You can hear how things sound if I go off axis. The foam windscreen is on. I accidentally had the filter switch enabled, so filter is now off, and this is how it sounds through the Wave XLR. How much more sensitive is it? Let's check the gain setting here. So it's still in the dynamic category for this gain range, and we've got 51 dB of gain required for this level for my voice. And yeah, so there's your comparison of the Shure SM7B. Yeah, so you'll need like roughly 52 or so dB of gain. So here it is right up on the mic, and now at about 6 inches. Now here I am at about, I don't know, 24 inches away. And if I go off axis, so now I'm about 8 inches away, but I'm about 90 degrees off axis. And let's completely turn this around. And now I'm 180 degrees off axis. And that should be the most amount of rejection you want to point the back of the mic at anything that you want to not hear. So it's been a few days, and I've kept this mic on the stand, and I've been using it for live stream. Maybe you caught that live stream, and also for some other videos. And I do really like the mic. It sounds very natural, and it doesn't take quite as much gain as the SM7B, and that's about all the dynamic broadcast mics that I have available. That's kind of what I've been used to. I pretty much stopped looking for mics after I got that mic. But this one is very interesting, and at the current, I think it's $80 on Amazon in the US. I think it's a steal. I think this is going to be one of the great budget-friendly mics. It definitely has a better sound than you would expect for the cost. It's from a brand that you may not expect anything from. They're not really well known. You may know Donner from their inexpensive guitar pedals. They recently came out with a TB303 clone, kind of, but in a sort of a new packaging, not looking like the Behringer version of that. The only kind of downsides with this mic is there is some handling noise. So I'm just shaking the shock mount and touching the stand, probably hearing some of that come through. And let's just compare that with turning the filter on. So the low cut filter is now on. If I touch the microphone or touch the stand, tap on the desk, a lot of that handling noise will be gone. If you can get a better shock mount, you won't need to do that. But yeah, I think it's a winner. So if you like the sound of this mic, you want to get one for yourself, check the link down below. That will take you to the Donner website and the Amazon product page, which is an affiliate link, which helps support the Reaper blog. Get yourself something nice, as well as support the Reaper blog in the process. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Support the Reaper blog through Patreon, and visit reaperblog.net for a lot more tutorials.